Sir, you please start.
Yes, um, dear students, good morning to all. This is the seventh class of OAD. Till now, we are deeply discussed the types of UML. UML, you are within a milliseconds you can say that the unified modeling language. So totally, I told especially that the totally 9 types of UML diagrams are there. We are deeply discussed along with good examples. Then only you can draw the uh, uh, diagrams well, do the project well, because the 9 diagrams only play a vital role in UML OAD. So I beautifully explain along with the 2 examples. You remember one is the stock maintenance, another one is the library management system. Here we have to say at any time, never forget all the 9 types: class diagram, object diagram, use case diagram, sequence diagram, collaboration diagram, state chart diagram, activity diagram, component diagram, and deployment diagram. So we not only forget, not only we can remember all the symbols for designing the UML diagrams. So any scenario we can easily ask. Till now we are I explained only 7 times. Remaining 2 types of DAR. One is the activity diagram. Next one is the deployment diagram. Before that, I want to summarize the previous topic what I taught. Okay. 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 Here in the previous class, I taught that is the state chart diagram. The state chart diagram and activity diagram is a flow chart representation diagram. Here in the state chart diagram, there is the it shows the flow of control from one state to another state. That means the condition in which the object exists and it changes when some event is triggered. So according to the scenario, the event has to be changed. That is it shows the life cycle. Here I told in the previous the class scenario also. Here is the fourth section are going to be attended. Previously, I don't maybe you are attended as the TOC or you are attended as the algebraic system, algebraic numeric subject. Later on, as a microprocessor. Later on, we are finally that is the OAD come together. Here, that is the state chart diagram that clearly represent. So now here that is the thing. In the process of using the state chart diagram, that is here the that is more dynamic aspect of the system, lifetime of the reactive system. So the different states of an object. That is the in model states of an object. I told here that is very important thing. That if you use the state chart diagram, that's very important thing. That is the define the especially define the state of the component, and this changes state changes are dynamic nature. According to the scenario, the events are changed. Here also here the scenario I can say here in your class timing, according to the given class timetable, here the subject handlers are welcome to handle your subject. They given the different subject views. Okay, so that is the thing. That is the thing. The external factors are first to the what? Here I can say that is the time consuming. Because they are added only for the 45 minutes. So that is the events. Here the state chart diagram are used to model the state and also the events operating on the systems. That is the modeling the state. Modeling on the state, that means what? For this event, for this condition, this event occur. For this another condition, this event may occur. Likewise, we have to give the model of the state. Then that is we can say triggered by the events. Next, here I can say here that state chart diagram told that is we have to, especially that is why we have to identify the points. We have to analyze the states, especially we have to analyze the states and the events. I can refer what is scenario. We have to notable. So here the what object involved to do manipulation. That is the object. That's here the first point. I identify the important object to be analyzed. So here in the diagram I told here it's a flow chart representation, single way only. Here the starting symbol again is very important thing because here that is starting symbol big circle fully dark. Here the ending circle one big dark circle followed by the another circle. That is very important thing. In between that is the we have to mention what are the states. Here that 5 states: idle, sent order request. Next one is the select normal or special order, order confirmation. Last one is the dispatch order. So here in between that is a single arrow mark only. It will flow. So in between that is a message transmission out there. So from one transmission to another transmission. That means what? Goes from one transmission to another transmission. It shows the what that the event. That is the ordering of message or to be successfully followed. So here the double circle shows the end of the activity. That is the it goes to the that goes to the final state. That is the thing I can explain along. That is the thing. And here in the diagram. I told that is especially that is the thing I have to say. That is here the online recruitment system. Here the online recruitment system. Here the same diagram, the same example I can give. Especially here the applicant refer to the job. They are going to apply to the organization. If the organization choose the candidate profile, then only they allow to the recruitment process. During the recruitment process, they are going to initially they are going to test after the is if he got selected, he go to the technical and followed by the HR. The HR interview they fix the salary based on the company experience, based on the what experience he gained, like that. Here the same example again taught. Here the online here the similar example, that is the library management system also. I told everything is no. He said these are the application you already come to know. But the only things what we have to note down the symbols and we can easily draw on your own. Okay. So next thing that here the activity diagram in the last class I stopped. Yes, started and then stop in between I stopped it because due to time. Okay, now here the activity diagram. Here in this class I'm going to tell us deeply about the activity diagram. It tells the dynamic behavior. Here the activity diagram consists of activity, link, relationship. It models all the types of flow that may be of either parallel or a single or concurrent, like that. Especially what's the need of activity diagram? Activity diagram is especially what that is it shows the sequence from one activity to another activity. We have to describe the sequence in an elaborate manner from one activity to another activity. It describes the parallel flow, branch flow, concurrent flow. Previously in the state chart diagram, that is a one flow only, but there is a main difference in the activity diagram. We have to use what? The parallel flow, branch flow, concurrent flow of the system. Parallel execution has to be done. That's the main thing we are notable taken into account. That is the activity diagram. So here it can be especially it can be helpful to apply in the high level view of business requirements. High level of view of business requirements only we can use. Here also, what are the symbols we are note down? Here in the PPT, I clearly there is a thing. Here I can say what are the symbols. Okay, just a minute. Here I'm taking the mobile also, so that will skip. Okay, no problem. Okay. Okay. This slide shows the symbols. What are the symbols? Yeah, again the same. Yeah, the same thing. Yeah, circle followed by the open circle. Yeah, two circle also. That's the initial state, and that's only the final state. Here, what are the elements we have to refer? Activity, association, condition, and constraint. So these are the activity only I can refer. But we come to the components. Here, the right answer I show no. That is the four symbols. Especially that is a symbols. Here I told no parallel processing has to be a parallel execution has to be done. Branching statement. Branching I can say what that is a condition. That is a conditional. You are already familiar with the flow chart. That is a diamond representation only. So that is the thing we have to put up in the PPT. So these are the elements and symbols that can be referred in the activity diagram. Based on this, you can easily draw. Here again the same example I take in account. So come to the state chart diagram compared to the activity diagram. We have noted down some difference. What difference? Here in the activity diagram, here the dimension box somewhat that is the shows what that is the condition flow mechanism exists. Okay, here the condition flow mechanism exists. So here I did the several ways I can say what are the ambiguity ways ought to be generated. We have to choose one. Here that is again the same example. I can here the so within the same example. What is the what that is the what order management, stock management. I take especially two example taken account. One is the stock management. Next one is the recruitment process. Here this diagram again the stock management. I can say the this customer sent an order request. The order request by the system confirm the receipt of order. Is okay. Here next thing is what okay is ready to buy the product. But before that I want to check whether the order is to be a special order or normal order. We have to check like this. Likewise, that is the ordering is that is the normal one. Again, we have to dispatch the based on the given cost that may be of either what cash or online payment like that. So here the several condition ought to be there to confirm the process. What is the main difference? Here the condition it is also like the flow chart representation only, but it's based we have to use here the dimension representation. Here the parallel execution or branching conditions there. These are all the terms and conditions that follow in the activity diagram. So from the given flow chart scenario, we can easily understand the scenario, what is the applications going on. If they may no. Okay, sorry. Actually, okay. So here that is the thing. Here so this diagram show the well-planned manner. Next thing we have to know, that is the last diagram, that is the component diagram. Before explaining the component diagram, I want to note down the difference between the component and deployment diagram. What is the difference between the component and deployment diagram? Because several times they ask the questions. Even that the component diagram and deployment diagram. One thing I want to see is come under static or dynamic. Students see, arcs are component static and dynamic deployment is runtime. Anybody say? Anybody is able to chat? What is the component is static or deployment is static, or both are static or both are runtime? One thing I want to say, the component deployment both are what? That is here that is dynamic only, dynamic in nature only now. Here that is a dynamic in nature. Okay, both are referred to the physical components only. Component diagram we are already displayed. What is the thing? What I thought? Anybody remember? What I stress because very important thing. This question they asked in the 4 marks, 5 marks 2 times. So that only I stress this difference. because the component diagrams what I taught, especially at the Java runtime running Java runtime running application explained. That is what the software that is a software tool that is running the application. What I type the Java code. Here the deployment diagram is shows the components, hardware components that are what? That is the thing. For example, we'll go for the electronic device lab. With the help of KIT, we are doing some practicals. No, we are doing practicals. That is the what? That's the deployment. You connecting the KIT. We are doing some manufacturing. We are taking reading. That is the deployment diagram. With the help of device connectivity, that is we are doing some manufacturing. That is the deployment diagram. So especially in the component diagram, how different elements of your system having been put together. That is the link between the components. It shows only link between the components. But while we come to the deployment diagram, further describe on which hardware element do this important resides. That is the thing. Especially I can say for here in the component diagram example at the SQL server like that, Java toolkit like that we can give. When we come to the deployment diagram, I tell that is a client mission. That is the hardware malfunctioning only. That is the thing. Here again the same example here the PPT also mentioned the customer application SQL package refer in the component diagram. While come to the deployment diagram, that is the client server mission. The utility component will be placed into the client mission mode only. That is the configuration of the toolkit. Simply I can say deployment diagram what? Installation and configuration of the toolkit. That is the simply one line deployment diagram. So these are the points why I study, because 2 or 3 times they asked in the exam. From this example, we can easily write in your own along with explanation. So now we come to the deployment diagram. And the deployment diagram, especially what again I told no what I told, whatever component or deployment report is the static only. There what is the static deployment view only. Here the deployment diagram, here the kinds of nodes and here the relationship. That is, it tells about the topological of the physical components of the system. Of the physical system where the component systems are deployed. For example, here in the RIT also, you are doing lab, you are doing some program, you are doing work in the lab. So here also what? That is a proper network configuration is there with the help of router and bridges. That is a Ethernet. Here that is cable. So then only that is a proper networking is established. So we can do the we can run the program in your own account login at any place in RIT. Usually where our lab is there in second floor or third floor, that is the second floor and first floor. You can do your own account login anywhere in the 6 labs in RIT. Is it correct? That is the thing. Then that is the deployment diagram. Here that can be expressed. That is the thing. That visualize the hardware topology of system. Describe the hardware component to display the software components. Describe the runtime processing. Yet all the hardware components are put together to do some manufacturing. In order to do some manufacturing, especially some software components also established. Is this correct or not? All the hardware components are put together to do malfunction. The malfunction I can say is what? Network function. Here the network function refers to what? I want to share the document. I want to view the document at any place. I want to enter in my login at any place. So these are all the manufacturing. So here the hardware components are put together to do some manufacturing. Meanwhile, here the what? I want to utilize the software components also there. Then only the network is done. You're already studied in the beautiful computer networks. So here now we are studying the networks also. Because why I study? Because the important points now in this semester also you're studying, so that I can tell. Here the describing the runtime processing node. What is overall the user at present are there. It is displayed in the server. Here also what? At present teaching to you. Everything is overall attending is recording. Okay. Okay, that is the deployment diagram. So here the deployment diagram, that is usage of deployment diagram can be as follows, where we can use here to model the hardware topology of system. Here I call told no. That is what? Configuration. Deployment simple word is what? Configuration and installing of all the components are put together to do manipulation. That is, I can see that to model embedded system, to model all the details of the client server system. Client server. I want to send the document. I want to share your message. That is a client server system. To model hardware details of distributed application, that they have to be in the forward or reverse engineering. So okay, that is the usage of deployment. Listen, again I can tell here in the PPT also I put the under color sentence along with the some beautiful point representation, because they will ask what are the usages, what are the usage of deployment diagram, what is the necessity, what is the purpose of using deployment diagram, according to the questions, according to the reasoning, not question, according to the reasoning question, thinking question asked in the exam, so that only based on the question scenario I can put up on the slide. Please go through it. That is the what? That is the purpose. Purpose what? That is the what? That is not a usage, need. Purpose is different from usage. Okay. Yeah, the purpose. Purpose what? Utilize the hardware topology of system. So that means what? I want to describe the hardware components. I want to display the hardware component with help of utilizing software components. That is to describe the hardware component used to display the software components. Simple word, simple sentence I put. Describe the hardware components used to display the software components. Describe the runtime processing node. So that is the purpose. Okay, that is the need of using the deployment diagram. So okay, so I can put the clear points from the usage and the purpose in the beautiful PPT presentation. Please go through it. Okay. Now here in the deployment diagram, what are the parameters taken upon? Especially the performance, scalability, maintainability, and portability. Performance, scalability, maintainability. Last one is the portability. Here in the portability, especially that is the show here the performance. Performance, that means what? Here I can say performance. Here the proper sequence action has to be successfully finished or not. Here the property. Here the scalability. Scalability, that means what? How much here the activation done. Maintainability. It will good. It will good for all the cases. That is maintainability. Portability, that is transformation. So here this all the point. Here the figure show the relationship among this. Here the beautiful example I again taken account, because due to you are studying the computer networks in this semester. Tell that is a connection of the single server are there. We are doing lab in different places in RIT. Here that is I can say that is a desktop. That is a caching server. You are not, that is a desktop. Now, okay, layout, that is another thing. Here also, I'm teaching in one place. You are in listening another place. With the help of the World Wide Web protocol standards. Here, through the modem, I can transmit the message to you. Everything is storeable in the net and then transferable. So these are the clear diagrammatic presentation. That is it. Component and deployment. Again, don't forget component. I can say what? At least real time example. Software application like SQL, Java runtime environment. Welcome to deployment, hardware configuration. Don't forget that this real time example you can write. Okay. So till now, I deeply explain all the 9 types of UML diagram clearly in a fantastic way. So I think that any time, so especially 2 examples. One is the stock maintenance, again the library management system I beautifully explained. So along with the what all the symbols, connectivity, everything I drawn. So from the two examples, because next class onwards, because I'm going to give the assignment to you, compulsory we have to do the not only do the diagram, we have to submit the use case document also, case study document also we have to submit, so that only I stress. Okay, so in addition to that, here in that is a use case relationship was there. Well, that is the especially the use case relationship that is involved in the use case diagram. Here the so that the especially here the include, extend, generalization, and association. Include, extend, generalization, and association. Four relations are there. We have to see one by one. Here that is the use. That is the first thing is the include. Include, that means what? It shows the that relationship between the one use case to the another use case. I already told you among the 9 diagrams, class diagram, use case diagram, and sequence diagram play a vital role in UML. Especially class, among the 3, especially class and use case, very important thing. Okay, so here the use case diagram, so many use cases are drawn. That means what? I want to show the relationship between that relationship between the one use case to the another use case. So I can say what the behavior is in one class is fully embedded in another class. That is a simple thing. Behavior in one class is going to be fully implicable, embedded in another class. So that is the simply here in the PPT what I represent, the behavior of the included use case is inserted into the behavior of the including use case. Simple sentence. The book is not here, and the book is also not, the sentence is not there, but this is a clear meaning in the PPT. Please go through that points. So here the catchable good simple point. The behavior of the included use case is inserted into the behavior of the including use case. So here so that means the common behavior is applicable for all the multiple use case into a single description. Usage is what? More than the common behavior is applicable to all the use case in a single description. Imagine what you imagine. Sir, I studied that is the inheritance concept in the OOPS. That the same scenario only. That is the OOPS concept employed in the OAD, so that only the subject termed as object-oriented analysis and design. Why I gave the object name? Because the OOPS concept, you are studying the encapsulation, inheritance, polymorphism, that concept enrolled in the OAD. So here that is, I can say that here you can say that what is the inheritance concept? Yes, it is correct only. So here here the notation can be you say dash arrow from including to the included use case, including to the included use case. That is the thing. One object is included, another is going to be represented as including use case. Here I can say the downwards, that is one diagram is there. Included use case behavior is placed inside the base use case behavior. Included use case is placed inside the base class, derived class. We are already studying the OOPS now. That is the same thing. Here the behavior is placed, use case behavior is placed inside the base class behavior. Simple thing. Simple single line representation. That is the flow of representation. So the flow of representation include the behavior. Okay. Here in the I told that is that is I can say save project. That means what? Refers to the save diagrams. Refer to the save project settings. Refer to the save here the save diagram. Refer to the save project setting also. Okay. Now we come to the extend. So what is the extend? Okay. Lay out the PPT. What I tell. listen carefully. Here, here the project the include the behavior is feed into the another use case. Behavior in one use case is directly feed into the another use case. But we come to the extent the behavior in use case is feed into the another use case based on some condition. Is not directly feed into the another use case. Based on what? Some condition. Now we can see the PPT. What I represent, that is the exact meaning. Okay, here, here actually one thing I want to say, whatever subject, for understanding, I can give some simple sentence. You have to understand the scenario, but it should be that is the, don't write exactly what I say. For understanding only, I can broken some sentence. It should be some case, it should be irregular grammatic sentence. While I come to writing the, during the examination, we have to understand, we have to clearly write your beautiful sentence. Then only avoiding the marks. So that only I said, okay, lay out the PPT, what I say, we have to understand. I represent in another way of sentence, but in the PPT, I mentioned the clear, but both are referred to the same exact meaning only. But here in the PPT, a clear mention. What is the thing? Here, here the child use case optimally add to the existing functionality of the parent use case. Yeah, especially they are the relation. Here the what? Show the extension of may extend another may only. So that means, so what? Simply third point is very important. The relationship indicate the behavior of the extension use case may be inserted in the extended use case under some condition. So based on some condition, I want here the behavior in one use case may be inserted into the another use case based on some condition. So they're not directly inserted. So that only may be inserted, I can put. So that the thing, it is also we can put that is a extend is a keyword. Extend use case, that is a keyword, it can be used. That is the thing. So here how do you represent in the diagram? So here the following points to show the situation. Once again, and explain the use case relationship, include, extend, aggregation, composition. I told no before starting the use case relationship, especially they will ask explain about the use case relationship. So what that only I explained all the points in a clear, beautiful manner. So okay, please go through it. Okay, so again I can say the extend relationship. Show the following. What are the following situation? For part of the use case, that is option system behavior, a subflow is executed only under some certain condition only. The subflow that are going to be executed. Well, you see in the diagram. A set of behavior statement that may be inserted in a base diagram. The set of behavioral segments, I can say the segments refer to the functionality or characteristic that may or may not be inserted into the lower use case. So here in the diagrams is say what I view history, view account details, client, view history, view account details, client. So that is the thing. So here if you ask some information regarding your account details, they not give the full details. What is your necessity? What is the purpose? You are asking your own details. Then only the bank allowed to give the full details to you. Or otherwise they give the common details. If you're going to ask the bank, I want to view some account details. That means what? For 6 month statement. Then what about that? Where you put amount? Where anybody drop amount like that? They given 5,000, 6,000 something date and time. But at a single time, you can ask, I'm a business person. I want to note down the full view. What are all the transition? Where whether I want to know what that is the overall transmit with the overall give the amount that's the account holder name, where the amount come from, that is the name of the bank, everything. Next, with whom here I'm doing business per day at a single day, so many transactions there. I want to know overall for the overall the person I sent along with the bank details. Then only the bank they agreed to give the full details. That is the scenario. Okay, that is what I can put in the use case relationship. Next one is the association. Here the association is basically a set of links that the object elements. Here the basically a set of links that connect elements on a UML. So how many objects are taking part in the relationship? How many objects that are taking part in the relationship? Here that is the thing. So here the association between, so here the use case, I told you what I told. Anybody remember? That is the what? One rectangle box is there. The object and relationship between the object I can put in the box. What are the actors that are placed outside the box? I remember, anybody remember? I already told you that we have to put that is the solid lines. That is the thing. So the association, that is what, that is the thing. That means what, the connect the elements of the how many objects. So that means inside the box, inside the rectangular box, some object I can put. So I want to note down the relationship exists in the, what are the relationship exist in the box, relationship among the objects. I want to take down, that is the connectivity of connectivity again. The association actors are in the outside the box. The association between the actor and use case are indicated in the use case diagram. So yeah, that the actor is involved with the interaction described by the use case. So next thing, that is the thing, simply thing, that is here the actor two symbols are there. Here the over symbol is there. Especially I can, we have to put one rectangle box, that is for the review amount, update amount. Here the, because here for example I want to, here the user want to withdraw or deposit amount, that's here inside the, here the withdraw, deposit, here that is the time scenario. Everything is, all the manufacturing taking place in the banking domain application. Here that is different. Running the application, that is different. We are all the viewers, that is we are in the outside the thing. Here, so here the what action we just only we are going to listen, we are going to be view, because that is our actor only. So here the use case relations is association model as line connecting the use case and actor to another. So here the arrow mark is often used to indicating the direction of initial invocation of the relationship, or indicate the primary actor within the use case. The primary actor or data involved within the use case are not going to note down. It is imply the flow of control and should be confused with, and not confused with the data flow. So you are already familiar with the use case diagram. Okay, so that is here the again the previous library management, stock management also explained with the use case relationship. Mainly it's what? Include, extend, what is the association relationship? I have not mentioned the previous diagram. Here I can mention, so that one day I can take into account. So okay. So the next one is the generalization. Finally, I am going to tell in a simple two way. Generalization can be defined as a relationship which connect the specialized element with the generalized element. It connect the specialized element with the generalized element. It describes that is here also it describes the inheritance relationship among the object. That is it's a generalization relationship in which one model element is based on another model element. One model element is based on the another model element. It can be generalization. Not only it can be applicable in the class diagram. We can where to be evaluated generalization evaluated in the component deployment and class diagram. Not only refer in the use case, but mainly refer in the use case. In addition to that, class, component, and deployment can be used. Simple thing is a relationship in which one element is based on another element. Okay, so these are 3 points. Association I will tell next include, extend, generalization, and association. So next class I tell some additional notation. Okay, so again that 3 or 4 minutes are done. I'm going to tune. You can ask one question, sir. Totally 9 diagrams I studied. Again, the use case coming. Use case you are telling, sir. Previously you explained. Again, the use case is coming. That means what? Here the additional link I explained. So include, extend, generalization, and association. The 4 terminology are to be evaluated deeply in the use case diagram. Again, the coming tomorrow section, I'm going to finish. I'm going to explain the use case modeling. Use case model in the syllabus they given, especially in the first unit, 9 types are there. Along with the 9th type, use case that separately given. So you have to understand that you have to deeply study, especially the use case diagram well. So that is a include inception. You are already in the beginning. I will remember the cycle of the project, the inception, elaboration, construction phase. You are already studied. No. So here the include